Hello friend, welcome back to my channel again. Today we will learn some more things into Playwright, some more topics into Playwright. Okay, so the topic are setup of project. We'll set up a project structure in this session, and this structure will be similar to any framework which are being used into the industry. Okay, we'll set up that kind of framework here from scratch. Okay, but structure, just structure, we are creating the for a project structure here. Okay, the setup and all things will be uh, created day by day in this course. Okay, so the project structure is being created here. How my project structure will be, that we can decide here and we can set up that here. Okay, we'll write our first test here, and then we'll learn the difference between test and expect. We'll also learn the difference between test and then test.describe function. We'll also learn some of hooks available into the Playwright. So let's get started. Okay. So to create the structure, we want some structure like in our project, everything will be under SRC folder. Okay. We want that we will store each and everything under SRC folder. So this will be my parent folder. Okay. And we want like there will be a folder, child folder available into src folder with the name of fixture. So fixture is the folder which will keep all the fixture into this. We'll talk about this later, what is fixture, how we can create a fixture. We'll talk about this later in later session also, but here we are just creating a folder with the name of fixture, nothing else. So fixtures are um, for now we can see that using fixture we can create like in java we are creating object na, we are creating object for any class. So fixture is also that kind of thing. We can create object of our needful class with the help of fixture, and then that fixture are available throughout the test. We don't need to create object again and again. Just by calling those fixture, just by calling those object name directly, we can get the methods of those classes easily. So that's why fixtures are very important. So that's why we are creating one folder with the name of fixture. We'll talk about this in later session. Okay, don't worry about this. Okay, now the other folder I want with the name of folder, name of pages. Okay, this will keep all the pages, and pages will have the locator and the actions. Like action means methods. Let's say you want to navigate on any pages into your module. So for that, you can create a method. Let's say you want to create any perform any action onto your application. You can create one method for that, and then you can store those things into the pages. Okay. So that for that, we'll have one separate folder with the name of pages. Okay. Now we want the third folder with the name of test, where we will keep all the test file. Test file means the spec.ts file which we had created, which we had seen in the previous demo. Will show you. Let's say here the spec.ts, each test into playwright are with the name of, with the extension spec.ts. You can give any name and then dot spec.ts. This will be our test. So I am saying about this folder only. Okay, so this also will keep under test folder, src/test. Okay, and then we want to uh, save logs related to each actions we are performing into our test. We want to store a log file for that. Then all the logs file will be under this folder. That's why I'm creating a folder with the name of logs file. We'll keep all the logs file into this folder only. Reports, this will keep the report into in this folder. Okay, apart from Playwright reports, if you are creating or adding some custom folder into our project like allure reports, then those reports we can store into the reports folder. Okay, then the test data are the data which are being used throughout the module. Like in, let's say in one module some data are getting created, and now I want to use that the same data into the another module. Then we can store those data into test data into first module, and then into second module we can fetch the same data, and we can verify whether the data is correct or not. So for that we can store the test data, and those data will be stored into this folder only. And then utility are the folder where the common method related things will be stored. Let's say we are creating any class here, and in that class we are creating some method for generate some random number, generate some random date, generate some random name. So that for that we will create one utility folder, and under that we will create all the method which can be used throughout the application, throughout the uh, script creation. Okay, so for that purpose we'll create the utility. Okay, so yeah, that's it about the folder structure. Now let's see what is this uh, command. So mkdir is the command to create a directory. It's saying make directory. For make directory, we are saying mkdir. Mkdir is a command. Okay, that will be used into the terminal, and with the help of this we can just create the structure. Okay, hyphen p is the parent. Okay, it will look for the parent with the name of src. If the src folder is not created, it will create one src folder for you, and then slash fixture, it will create a folder with the name of fixture. Okay, so just by using this command you will see your folder structure is ready. You don't need to create your structure again and again. Okay, so let's say I'm copying this structure, mkdir, and then we'll move to our project on which we were working. Playwright class was that project on which we were working. Okay, so under Playwright we have the name of test. I'm deleting it. What I am doing it, I am deleting it. I don't, or let's say keep it for now being. Okay, just see. So this was my terminal. Let's cancel it, clear it. I have cleared it. Okay, now I will paste my command. So this is command mkdir. All the command are here. It is saying yes, paste it. I have pasted it, and just by this you can see one src folder has been created. Src is having the child folder with the name of fixture, logs file, pages, report, test data, utility. Each and every file got created under src. My structure is created now. Okay, now here, this was the spec.ts from the Playwright. Okay, I want all my text here on this folder. Okay, let's go to the playwright.config.ts, and I would see my test directory is currently dot test, means this test folder. It will take the test from here only. I want to delete it, or I want to change it. To change it, what I will say, I will say here I am having src folder, and src we have the test. So now it will take the test from this directory only. Okay. Now let's create one file here. To create one file, I can create the new file, link here, or I can right click, add new file. Okay. Give a name. My first test dot spec.ts. So this is my spec.ts file. Okay. Now, to write test here, we need the very first line into this test is I we need to import something. What I want to import? I want to import two things: test and expect. From where? From Playwright test. Yes. From where I have imported test and expect. Why test? Test is uh, test is one function available into the Playwright which is useful to perform any like any test onto any application, we can say. We like test is similar to some performing the scenario, performing action onto any application. Okay, so test is let's see, let's say I'm performing a test. Okay, so this is the test is a test scenario. You say, you means I mean test is nothing but it's a test scenario. Okay, let's say I want to perform a login action on any application. Okay, or you can say verify login functionality on any application. Okay, so this will be our test. Cool. So this was first argument which was required into the test. So test is looking for the title. Title, what is the title of your test? So we have given the title. Okay, now it is looking for one more thing which is arrow function. Okay, test is looking for the arrow function also. Okay, cool. Now, this arrow function is ready. Under this function, we can write anything. We can write anything, any action which is required to verify the login functionality. You can write those things and it will perform that action. Okay. So let's say I will perform one action on Orange HRM. Orange HRM is one application. We have one open source application on which we can perform the our automation things. Our automation, we can create the framework and then we can do the demo and all. Okay, so we have one open source available application from Orange HRM which we will use. Okay, so give me a minute, I'll take the URL. So I'm having the URL available in this project. Just I'll just take the this URL. Okay, this is URL. Control C, and I'll keep it here. This will be my URL on which we will be performing our test. Okay, so let's switch to our project now. Cool. Okay, so now in one browser, let's say I'm opening one browser. Okay, so in one browser, one tab is called a page. Okay, this is called a page. Into a page, when we are navigating to any site, Okay, any site. When we are navigating to any site, let's say Google. So it is navigating to Google. Okay, this is our page. So page is having title. Okay, page is having title. Page is having this search box. Page is having this button. Page is having this link. Everything we are having onto a page. Okay, so and this page is available into Playwright with the name of page fixture. Under page is a fixture which is available into Playwright. Okay, we can directly use it. Okay, so using dot get page dot go to. Here we don't have get, we have go to. So under go to, we can provide the URL. Let's see. Yes, that URL is available under this. Copy paste. Okay. So we have navigated to using this line page.goto. We can directly navigate to this URL. Okay. Now let's say I want to verify the title. Okay. So what we'll see? We'll write expect what I want to expect. I want page dot to have title. And what is what needs to be the title is, let's see, I'll have to check it. Okay, for that we can go to this URL and we'll check what is the title. Orange HRM. So the title should be Orange HRM. Okay, cool. So till now, we have written two lines. Page.goto. This line will navigate to this URL. And expect. This line will navigate to, is this line will check whether it is having the title with the name of Orange HRM or not. Then only it will pass. Okay. Now, as we are working on TypeScript, this both line will executed parallelly. Okay. Parallelly means this and this will start at the same time once I will click on run. Okay. But you know, when this, we will only get the title when this site will be loaded. Okay. So page.goto will navigate to the site and I can only get the title once this URL will be loaded. Okay. This is clear. So we'll have to, this line will have to wait. We need to wait to perform this action. Then only we can, perform this. Will get this action verified. Okay. So what is saying? It means I need to wait. Sixth line will have to wait for the line number fifth to be completed. Okay, because both are not sync, both are async, both are running asynchronously. It is, that's why we need to wait for this. Okay, to perform the like to perform both the action in synchronized way, we'll have to use await here. Okay, we'll have to use await here. Then only using await, it will wait for promise to be completed. And promise, this goto is giving you promise that whatever string you will provide to me, i will I will navigate to that application and then only my promise will be completed. Okay, so to get the promise, to receive the promise from go to, we need to use await here. Okay, then only once is the promise from this go to has been completed, then only this can be verified, then my test execution will be perfect as per my choice. So that's why I need to use await here. Await, await. We need to use await here. Okay. Now, to use the await, my arrow function should be async. Then only it can, async is saying that all the line which we are writing here, that are, that should be run into the sequential way. Okay, and await is saying that just wait for the promise of this function. Whatever function we have, we need to wait for this function, and then once the promise is being completed, then only go to the next line. So now my one test has been completed. This what is the test? The test is to verify the title. Okay, so I can update this line. Verify the title of the application. Okay, so this is my first test. Cool. Let's check it and run it. Clear. Okay, my console is now clear. To run a test, I can write. So okay, so let's run it. To run this, we can use command like npx playwright test. So it is testing this test, verify the title of application, but it is not testing into GUI mode. It has started into headless mode, and the execution has been completed. Okay, now I want my execution in headed mode. Okay, so let's start it. Title, it is visible. So it has verified, it will verify, and then yes, it is done. Okay, npx playwright show report. My report is available now. I have executed on Chromium only. Okay, and it has looked for the title. Title was correct, and the execution is completed. Okay, cool. So why it has executed on Chromium only? Okay, we had the setup for the three worker, right? So I had commented all the two worker from here, from this line. Okay, name Firefox. The project Firefox and WebKit has been commented, and I have only enabled the Chromium project. Okay, that's why it has only executed our test onto the Chromium. Okay, cool. So this is how we can write our test into the Playwright. This was our first test. Cool. So here we have seen the difference between test and expect also. So what is test? Test is to write any test. Whatever test you want to write, you can write any test under the test method. Okay. So test is nothing but a test, a scenario which you want to perform, the action. Expect, expect is nothing but a verification. Whatever verification you want, you can do those verification using expect. Okay, let's say I want to write some more text, some more things into the same test. Okay, or this is my first test. Now I want to write one more test like test, and my second test is verify if user is able to perform the login. Okay, now async, and then arrow function, curly braces. I want the page fixture. Okay, I want to write the test here. So let's say the title has been verified. Okay, now I want to navigate to this site. Okay, this is orange HRM has been opened, and let's say inspect it. Input class placeholder is username. Name is user. I will say Control F, and then this is input, which is having name as username. Okay, so let's write the code here. Okay, so I would write console.log username await page dot locator. Under locator we can provide a css selector or xpath, anything we can provide. So here I would provide css selector, username I would provide fill. Let's say I want to provide the password, and the password is admin123. Hit enter. So to hit the enter, we have the method get by role, and the role is button. Name of button is login. I want to perform. Click on this button. Okay, so my second test is now completed. Okay, now here you can see that we have two pages available. So pages are coming from fixture, and fixture is like it is coming from Playwright. Okay, so once this execution will start for this test, a new page will be opened, and on that page it will send this URL and it will verify. So this will be passed, but on the same page we are expecting this username field, and we want to send the username as admin. Okay, but this won't happen because this page is again coming from Playwright, and it will open a new tab. On that new tab it will directly expect this username. So this page and this page are different, so that's why this condition won't be fulfilled. I want the same page. I want to perform the action onto the same page. The page on which this URL got hit, On the same page, I want to hit the send my username. I want to send my password. Then I want to perform the login button. I want to hit the enter onto the login button. Okay. So to do that, I need a common page. So for the common page, what I will do, I will create a variable with the name of browser. Now what I will do, I will start Chromium browser by I will start my Chromium browser from here itself. Okay, I will write the code and I will start the Chromium browser. So for that, I will say let browser is of browser type. So what I am doing, I am right now I'm defining the variable. Okay, let context from context, let base from base. Okay, now I will start writing about one hook. Okay, so hook we have one method called beforeAll. Okay, so there are four type of hooks available into Playwright. Okay, I will tell you about that also. Just give me a minute. Hook, arrow function. Under this browser equals await chromium dot launch. I want to launch my chromium into headless false. Okay, headless mode. Now browser dot new context. Okay, so it will create a new context into the Chromium browser, and I can save that context into context variable. Okay, await base equals await context dot new page. Okay, so now we have the new page available. Cool. Now this page, under before all, a page is created. Under this, on this page, I want to perform this action, go to action. So for that, this page I need to remove, which is coming from the fixture. Now page is only getting created in this browser, this page only, this spec.ts only. It is not coming from any fixture. I have created a page into Chromium browser on this page only. So, and I want to perform the action on that page. Okay, now it is not coming from predefined fixture browser I have created and page I have created. I want to perform the action on that page only. Okay, so I have removed the fixture from async function. Here also I want to do the same, so I will remove the fixture. So now page is coming from this page has created in this page, and the same page is being used in both the test cases. Okay, so now let's see. Clear. And I want to run all the test case. Let's run it. So here you can see that admin and password and all the things has been done. Had and hit enter has been printed onto the console, and my test is passed now. Okay, npx playwright show report. It is showing us the report. Okay, so verify the title of the application. This was my first test. It is completed. Okay, we can see the stack trace also. Title is completed. And let me go to back, then back again. This was my second test, and onto the second test you can see that uh, admin, this on this field it has entered the admin has entered, and on this line you can see that password has entered. Now login button has clicked on this, and then action has been performed. Okay, so this is how this test got completed. So now let's talk about the concept. Okay, what we have learned in this tutorial. So we have learned to create new page in this page itself. Now we are not creating, taking the page from fixture. We have created our own page on this page itself. Okay, this was first thing. Here we have also learned about test and expect. Okay, test and expect. Test is a method in which we can write our test. Expect is a method which is useful for verification on any on the page. We can do any kind of verification, okay, on the page. So expect is the function which is used for verification, or it can also be used for assertion, we can say. Okay, so that we have learned. We have also learned to use test.describe.serial. Okay, so test.describe is used to store multiple group of test cases into one block, and we can execute all the test cases together. Okay, this we have learned. Test.describe and test and expect we have learned. We have written our first test. Project structure we have created. Now let's talk about the hooks into the playwright. Okay, so hooks, under hooks, what is hooks? Hooks are the predefined function into the playwright which runs automatically before and after execution of every test. Okay, so there are four hooks into the playwright. First hook is before all, and then before each, and then after each, and then after all. Okay, so under before all we can create, we can write anything like browser start, navigation to the application. These kind of method we can write under before all, like we have already written here. Under before all, test dot before all, we have created a browser, we have started a browser. Okay, so this kind of method we can write under before all, and it will be executed only once. Okay, because browser has started only once. So before all is working like that. So test dot before each, if I will write, and if let's say I will write anything under before each, let's say this is each. Okay, before each, so it will start browser before the execution of each test. Okay, so that's how I don't want, so that's why I have kept it under before all. Okay, so this is how it is working. And after each is work like after execution of each and every test, after completion of each and every test, whatever line of code we will write under, let's say this is test dot after each. So after each we can write something like console dot log test got completed rm under after each. Like that we can write, and after all tests got completed, my execution is done. Okay, like that we can write under after each. And similar to this, we can write for before all. Before all has been done before each. Before each. Test started. I am under before each. Okay, like that. So there are four kind of methods, four kind of hooks available into Playwright. Okay, so after each will be executed after completion of each and every test. After all will be completed only once after the execution of all the test. Before each will be completed before each and every test, and before all will be executed before execution of all the test. Okay, like that it will be executed. So now let's run all the test, and let's see how the console is printing my message. So I have executed the same test again. I'm not worried about the result, I'm worried about these things. Test started, I am under before each. So let's see what is console message. Test started, I am under before each. Test got completed, I am under after each. Okay, and under before all, I had, as I had not given any console message, so it has not print anything. So after that, it has executed this line before each. Okay, somehow it is getting failed, but let's see the console message. Test started under before, I am under before each. So test has started, and then test got completed under after each. All test got completed, my execution is done. So how the execution is happening? Execution is happening like that, and whatever things we will write under before all, that will be executed only once. Whatever things we will write under before each, it will be executed before the execution of each tests. Let's say I am having two tests. So before execution of test 1, whatever line, let's say the login, I want to log into the application. So before execution of test 1, first of all it will log into the application, and under after each, let's say I want to log out from the application. So after completion of this test 1, it will first log out from the application. Before each, again it will log in before the start of test 2, and after each, again it will log out from the application after completion of test 2. And after completion of both the things, after all will be executed. And let's say I want to close the browser in this section, so it will close the browser. So this was all hooks available into the Playwright. Okay, so this was all about this tutorial. Thanks for watching. If you have any query, do let me know. Thanks for watching.